Thank you so much for joining us here at 6 o'clock. Work continues tonight at UT Health East Texas to restore systems following a ransomware attack that happened almost 2 weeks ago. And while UT Health East Texas continues to care for patients, some services are still being impacted by this attack.
We're at home taking care of our mom. She's immobile right now, so we're having to lift her and move her ourselves.
After having a bad fall, Paula Green's 94-year-old mother ended up in the ICU with a slow brain bleed and AFib. After being released from UT Health's Tyler Hospital, Green tried to get her mother into rehab.
We contacted Christus Rehab on Troop Highway. They agreed to take her immediately. However, we could not get any records whatsoever from the emergency room or the doctors.
Records from UT Health East Texas, a system still dealing with the aftermath of a ransomware attack on part owner Ardent Health Services, a cyber attack that affected things like electronic medical records and forced them to divert ambulances to other hospitals.
The rehab hospital contacted the hospital, tried to get something verbally, written, copied. We went through the administrators of the hospital and they were not releasing any records.
In a statement sent to KLTV, a UT Health East Texas spokesperson said, "We continue to work with patients and other care partners, including post-acute facilities, long-term acute care, and rehabilitation centers to facilitate transfers and share medical records and other clinical information as needed. While those efforts have taken longer in some instances, our teams are working through those issues with a focus on patient care and safety." And a UT Health East Texas spokesperson says they look forward to sharing additional progress soon on their efforts to recover from this cyber attack.